Hi, my name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus and how that might impact manufacturing and deliveries. So, right now, the ultimate answer to that question is we don't know. We don't really know what the impact is going to be. So, right now, Chinese New Year is kind of wrapping up, and factories are supposed to open on Monday. And that really ultimately, and I've got an article up in front of me here which basically states that as soon as Monday rolls around, we'll really know the answer to this question. So I've got a few clients where I've talked about this, and I also have one client with direct ties to China where I get on a weekly call and talk to members of the team in China, and we kind of ask them for their input and what's going on over there. And there's definitely a lot of uncertainty, I'd say, and anxiety, but there really isn't a lot of prediction. So how this might impact you as an Amazon seller, if you're unable to get your manufacturing started, then your items are going to be delayed. So the good news is that this could all be completely shut case within 2 to 4 weeks, and that really won't impact the longevity of the manufacturing run. That would be kind of like a best case scenario. But if we see factories delay in opening, there could be a series of events that could occur, right? So one, if you're low on stock today and you're waiting on reorders, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to have a stock out issue. So if you're in that situation, I would sometime early next week consider raising prices and prevent stockouts, or at least increase your margins if you have an inevitable stockout on the way. So contact your manufacturer directly and bluntly ask them and say, hey, I need to know what my expected ship date is on this. And if you don't know, please give me your best guess. Definitely ask those questions. And if you're in a situation where you think there's going to be a run on your type of products, that's going to be beneficial for margins, but can hurt your Amazon listings, right? So just kind of keep in mind that your number one strategy is to raise prices. Number two, you want to avoid stockouts, and if at all possible. You could also try and find an alternative manufacturing source. Strategically speaking, I typically recommend having two sources for the same item in case source one is not going to work for you. And ideally, that second source is not in China. And I predict that Amazon really is going to be a future of high quality goods that are American made. And I think manufacturing is going to come back. I don't know what the timing on that looks like. It could be many years, but I definitely like having a backup U.S. manufacturer at the very least for a case scenario just like this. And so if you're in that situation, you better jump quickly to get those U.S. manufacturers going before there's a big reach out for demand and sources. Otherwise, you'll be too late to the game. You could also try and do that later this year and probably not have to fight too much to get that going. So that's ultimately like how I would handle that. I like news. I used to be a television reporter, and I follow politics and news a lot. And really, the news on the coronavirus has been all over the place. Pretty much what I can ascertain from the sources I've read is that the government is not releasing factual information from China, and so we don't really know what is the scope of what's going on. We know it's not good, but we just don't know how bad it is. And I'm not saying the sky is falling or anything like that. On the contrary, I think things will probably get back to normal, but we just don't know what the impact is at this stage. So that's why I'm posing this question and posting this video to kind of preempt some of those questions. And if I was in your shoes, just look at your stock counts. If you don't have a 2 or 3 month supply on hand of your items, you're probably gonna be a little bit behind the curve. And I always recommend keeping a 2 month supply of stock at Amazon, a 2 month supply at your warehouse. That way you've got a really good 4 month run rate before you have any restocking issues, because it can sometimes take up to 6 months to get restocked out of China, and especially with a situation like this. So if you have any questions or concerns or your own opinions on what you think is going on with the coronavirus, feel free to leave that in the comment section. Thanks.